Again, thank you, and welcome to my podcast. This is episode number 8, titled How I Arrived into the Real Estate Business. And I want to remind you again to leave your comments and ask your questions, and most importantly, subscribe. So all of these episodes will come directly to you. And also, I would like for you to meet the Fisher Realtors team, jfisherrealtors.com, and meet the Fisher Realtors team. Now, at the end of episode number 7, my good friend Beverly Yates, she texted me to remind me that our music teacher, Mr. Elick, at the Richmond Union High School, he had us singing at his church. I guess he thought we sound pretty good. And in addition to that, he also had us to perform at a high school senior ball there in Orinda. Beverly, thank you again. And keep in mind that Beverly Yates, she was also a member of the Uniques singing group. So Beverly, thank you for reminding me. You know, our minds get a little slower as we get older. And also, my good friend Lee Timmons, he actually left a few comments at the end of episode number 7. And his comments were that they were all positive. And he asked a question, and the question was, what inspired me to go into the real estate after being into barbering and into clothing? And that will unfold as we move forward. But he also called me to tell me what he did not like. And I really love Lee. He didn't want to embarrass me in front of you, but I felt compelled to bring it out because he had a very important point. And that was that if you look down to the right, you will see my good friend Donnelly Thompson, and he was left out. He was part of that championship team winning the ACAL championship, going 24 wins and not one loss. Donnelly Thompson, I failed to mention at the end of that. And later on, Donnelly, he married his childhood sweetheart, Eleanor. As a matter of fact, Eleanor is running for a seat on the Richmond City Council as we speak. And also, he reminded me, if you move to the left of Donnelly, the next guy you would see would be that of James Moore. He also was on that team, and I failed to mention his name. So I want to get that right. Thanks to you, Lee Timmons, for helping me to get the things right, and for those two families who are also online listening and hearing and watching these episodes. Now, let's continue on with episode number 8. And I tell you, after leaving high school, it became a little challenging to me. Not because of what I wanted to do, but it was because of what I could do. And so I entered into Contra Costa College. I continued to cut hair at home. As a matter of fact, my business was growing at home. And then my brother Jesse, he got me a job working for him at the Del Monte Fisheries in Point Malati. And that job paid $1.90 an hour. But it was quite interesting. I learned quite a bit. I was able to work up and close with some of the largest animals or creatures, whatever you want to call them in the world, then and today. What an experience I had working up and close with these animals. I mean, the largest animals in the world, from the smallest to the largest, the smallest being the orcas, which most of you would know the orcas as the killer whale. And many of you never had the opportunity of seeing these large whales before, but you had the opportunity if you were able to attend Marine World. You were able to see this big to you whale because at Marine World, but no others. I had the experience of seeing at least 5 other whales. Now, the orcas, or the killer whale, was the smallest of them all. Therefore, I only worked on a few, maybe a couple, if that. And the reason being, I think, was because it was so small. You see, the orcas, killer whale, it was from 20 to 30 feet long. It weighed like 6 tons. Now, you think that's big, 6 tons or about 12,000 pounds. The killer whale, the orcas, was part of the dolphin family. That's the reason they were able to train it, highly intelligent. But one thing that was unique, 2 things. One, it had teeth. They had like 22 teeth on each side of the jaw, with a total of about 54 to 56 teeth. These teeth were from 4 to 5 inches long. And the next thing they had a killer instinct, because I worked on another whale with teeth. And this whale was called the sperm whale, a big head. And I won't go into detail why they call it the sperm whale, but it had a special organ in its big head. And this whale was like 62 feet long, weighing about 130 pounds. So you can see the difference between the length and the weight of these 2 whales, more money being in the sperm whale. So I worked on it most, but the sperm whale had teeth also. As a matter of fact, the teeth in the sperm whale was about 7 to 8 inches long, but it did not have a killer instinct. This whale here would dive like 3,000 feet deep for giant squids and octopus. That's what it ate. It didn't kill other whales. But I also, the 2 whales, the whales with teeth, was the orcas, killer whale, and the sperm whale. The other whales I worked on, opportunity, and they were called from the baleen family, spelled with the capital B-A-L-E-E-N, only meaning that they did not have teeth. What they had was what they called plates, and they would filter their food through these plates, but they were twice the size. For instance, the humpback whale was like 46 feet long, weighing over 100,000 pounds, no teeth. Then the California gray whale, it was about 49 feet long, weighing well over 100 and some 1,000 pounds. But the 2 largest creatures, whales in the world then and today, was called the finback whale. The finback whale was about 75 feet long, weighing over 200,000 pounds. And then the blue whale, I had the opportunity to working up and close. This whale was about 13 to 14 feet high. It was about 90 to 100 feet long, and it weighed about 330,000 pounds, living with a lifespan almost to 100 years. Whereas the killer whale, the orcas, lifespan was only about 25 to 30 years. So you could see, and this is the area behind me, it's in the area of where I worked in Point Malati, and I just hope and I pray that they continue to develop the Point Malati. I would like to just explore the whole area, but this is in the vicinity of the area where I worked at Del Monte Fisheries. Now, let's continue on with the podcast, the episode number 8. Now, I started learning how to drive a car. And my good friend, again, Lee Timmons, he allowed me or let me use his 1952 Chevrolet. And I just had a great deal. Lee was also one of my best customers when I was cutting hair at home. So I want to appreciate him. You know, like I've said, God put people and things in our way when we are cut out for his purpose. Now, after saving I had to make a decision though. After saving money, I was able to buy my own car. And what I bought, I was able to buy a 1953 98 Oldsmobile. That was my first car. This was a black beauty. It was a jewel. But see, now it's decision time. I mean, even though I enjoyed attending Contra Costa College, even though I enjoyed working at Del Monte Fisheries in Point Malati, I had to follow my first love. And my first love was cutting hair. So I had, not only had I saved enough money to purchase my car, but I also had saved enough money to enter into the Oakland Moeller Barber College, located on Broadway in Oakland, California. And I would drive my 98 Oldsmobile there. I would be there, one of the first there when the doors opened. I was driving so much that my car, every time when my car was operating, when it wasn't operating, I was catching the bus, and I still would be there on time. But after cutting hair at Oakland Moeller Barber College, I became a traveling barber because I would travel to the youngsters' homes and everything to take some of the wear and tear off of my parents' home. But after a certain amount of time, the wear and tear started taking its toll on my 53 Black Beauty. I mean, I found that it was breaking down with a new problem each and every week. And I would take my car to Madden's Shell Station, located there on the corner of 5th and McDonald. And Mr. Madden, he would really help me because he would see I would pay him, but I don't think he got tired of taking my money, but he had compassion because that 5398 Oldsmobile would just break down. So what he would do, he allowed me to use his equipment. He allowed me to put the car up on the hydraulic jack. He allowed me to use the tools, but he would give me the proper tools, and he was teaching me how to work on my own car. And I'm gonna tell you, what a blessing. And you're gonna see how these stories unfold. And like we say, you know, we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, those who are called according to his purpose. When we are called according to his purpose, then he will equip us, he will prepare us, and he will put people in our way to help us. So continue to watch these stories unfold, because they will. It's gonna step up on this arrival into the real estate business. So be with me. Be with me on the next one and look at these episodes as they unfold. Thank you for this time.